Today's content is all about Great League in Catch Cup, and of course we're gonna check out a very spicy team. Shadow Kyogre will take over your screens, so without any further ado now, cue the intro. This is what you came for here for Shadow Kyogre, and we're gonna dive together into these first battles with a Gligar up in front, with a Set Titan as a safe switch, and of course Shadow Kyogre with its immense offensive power as our closer. Well, this team is not gonna work that well overall, of course, because we're looking at a spicy team, even though we got the Gligar on our asset, and I was fortunate enough to beat the Gligar this season, so here it is. RLS now will grab the shield, and right after we have the dig to guarantee the knockout. My opponent though here is gonna sacrifice both of them shields to finish off my Pokemon, and now I know that no matter how glassy that Kyogre is, we can still tank, not effectively but still at some level, that Ice Wind. So now let's see what they might be having at the back, and we're starting off the video in Catch Cup with a Shadow Victory Bell in combination with Wigglytuff already. Are you kidding me? Hopefully though there is gonna be no Bastiodon at the back. I would not survive that at all, but instead the Flyer, which we can easily destroy down with those icy moves, able to knock out each other effectively here, and right after we can survive one Razor Leaf. Super close battle, trainers, and we're still gonna get that victory. Into the next battle now with that Greninja up against us. You know what, this is always a bad one for our Gligar, so I'm just happy that I'm gonna avoid it by switching out to Set Titan. And of course Set Titan is gonna have a ton of general matches out there, and Steelix is one of those. So this Pokemon is gonna throw the Psychic Fangs, which is gonna lower our defense, and in combination with one more Dragon Tail is just gonna finish us off. So here comes now my Gligar, and I know that since they have used that Psychic Fangs, perhaps the next move might be a Breaking Swipe, but instead they have zero Breaking Swipe here. They're gonna go for the Psychic Fangs and then the Crunch for a little bit of extra damage on my Pokemon. You know what, I know here that Greninja is kinda glassy, they can survive the RLAs, but they do not want to risk it at all for the potential dig. So right here I'm just gonna spend another shield in the process, try to get to the RLAs once again, and let's see if we can grab the second shield, which we can. So now it all depends on what they might be having as a third Pokemon. So out of nowhere here we will try to farm as much as possible in a weird effort to completely get out of here with at least a Thunder. And speaking of Thunder, we cannot get it for the easy one shot on the Tentacruel, and instead we're gonna get farmed down in a very close loss. Well played to my opponent, able to snipe down my Shadow Kyogre, but still they had a very meta team. What could you do differently over there? Anyways, into the next one now. And I'm pretty glad that I can encounter this Clefable with my Gligar, to be fair, because Set Titan is gonna be extremely weak to those Meteor Masses. And speaking of Set Titan, here it is in action. We're gonna face this Mandibuzz, and our main way to go is gonna be the amazing Avalanche. So much damage on their end, while we can easily survive another charge attack. Set Titan is spicy, is super good offensively, and to be fair, we are not gonna be on a very good spot against fighters or types, but still we have the other two Pokemon which can definitely cover for that weakness. So here comes now the Scrafty, which can snipe down our Set Titan. I should have got my hands on that Avalanche, to be fair, but still it is what it is, and now I'm just gonna block here the Power Punch, which I do not regret at all, since my Kyogre is gonna be extremely classy. So now with Clefable returning into the battle, I will just go ahead and completely farm down in the process, and as you're gonna see in a while, they're gonna go ahead, seal the first one, and because I can farm down obviously in the process, like I said before, I'm just gonna go ahead, go for the double surf, and Clefable will get out of here. Into the next battle now with Gligar facing the Weezing. So Weezing is obviously gonna be an one shot for my dig, but still we need to bait at some point, so I'm just gonna go straight for that energy farm till I get to the dig, and then bait immediately for the RLA. RLAs. This is the most persuading way for the opponent to fall for the bait. That's why I did it, and right after I will get to the dig for massive damage without spending a shield, while not only they lost that lead scenario, but also we're having the upper hand now with that extra HP that we have on our Gligar. Look at that, and the shield advantage with the RLAs, and just gonna do as much of chip damage as we can to that Togetic. So Togetic can learn the move Dazzling Gleam, but also the Ancient Power, but my opponent here will get to the Dazzling Gleam for extra damage, even though it is not super effective because this is a nuke after all. So here comes now the Annihilate, and all of a sudden they get the boost on their side, and we cannot win this one for sure, because even if we get here to the surf, they can easily farm down by spending just one shield, and that boost was definitely a game changer for my team. It doesn't matter, moving forward now into the next one, and we're having finally a good lead for our Gligar against that Decidueye. Now Gligar of their own will emerge out of nowhere, and we're having of course the upper hand with those ice moves. Well, they might be lagging here, it seemed like it at least, but it was not a lag at all, because all of a sudden I got hit by a massive amount of those wing attacks, so I guess that was a lag on both ends, and that was just an FPS drop. So anyways, we're still gonna be able to farm down the process without spending a sweat, because this is a pure ice Pokemon up against a Gligar after all. Getting to the Avalanche and the Bot Slam, even though I could get to the double Avalanche to be fair, but still we can still push that opponent in making some huge mistakes, because after all they have at the back a grass type, and since we got the almost double RLAs, I'm just gonna get the shield super easily here, and I want to protect my Shadow Kyogre from further harm. So these RLAs will put the Decidueye super low. Now gonna switch out to the Titan, and one waterfall later, one Shadow waterfall later, we're just gonna get this victory with our Shadow Kyogre. So Wigglytuff now once again up in front. Let's see how this is gonna end though, because I do not want to believe that this is gonna be just another Grassl team with a Shadow Victreebel at the back. Okay, I hate that Pokemon, sometimes I use it, but still I do it only because I have no time at all. But it makes quick work of the Great League meta, so I get why people are using it. Anyways, dig now for a little bit of extra damage on that Wigglytuff, and they are gonna take it this time, not gonna commit to the second shield, and we can easily destroy down that Wigglytuff, getting that lead advantage, the switch advantage actually, while at the back they have a Sableye, and right here they have farmed up a lot of energy. However, we have already reached here to our breaking point, and the Avalanche for a little bit of extra damage. At the back there is the Annihilate, but I could not switch on time, and right here they have farmed up a little bit of extra energy. Shadow Ball will be blocked, but at the same time we cannot farm down, so I'm just gonna go for the surf on that CMP, and even though we're gonna have a dominant attack stat, our defense is kinda low, with Shadow Kyogre being a very classic closer, so we're gonna fall short to this trainer as well. Over here we're having a Whimsicott, another grass type that we can definitely take advantage of, and not only my lead option can do that, but also Titan. So I'm just gonna go into the battle here with Shadow Kyogre, able to completely farm down Gligar, but first I need to spend 2 shields in the process, which is kind of a big bummer. So with that in mind, now I'm expecting the Whimsicott to return, but my opponent has a weird plan to come into the battle with the Lantern, and we're gonna get to the Nuke and the Thunder for even bigger damage on that Pokemon. Perhaps they were counting on the fact that I have Blizzard and Surf, but we know better with the Thunder, getting it through those 2 shields that they are getting for the end game. So now that Whimsicott is coming back into the battle, I'm just gonna go ahead and switch out to my Gligar, have those Aerial Aces dominate that grass type Pokemon, and as you can see here, we can also farm down in the process. They want to rely completely on that Lantern, and since they are getting super low, I'm just gonna go here for the Aerial Aces to finish off the remaining HP that they are having. But after all, this is a Lantern, they can easily get to the Surf in the process, but not before the second Surf. We're gonna get to the Body Slam to guarantee the knockout against a very skillful trainer. So that is gonna be all for today, trainers. Thank you for watching and for staying till the end, it really means a lot. As always, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I hope to catch you all up into the next one.